Hey folks, it's me Al here at One Man Indie, and I'm coming to you today with a devlog of me going back into doing game dev and working on my longest running title, or I guess my most expansive project, which is Slime Kingdom: An Unlikely Adventure. And this is a story of a slime who recently survived getting attacked by a would-be adventurer, and he got away by the skin of his teeth, and he kind of told his other fellow slimes about it, and they didn't seem like they really cared, and it just made him mad, and he just decided to do something about it. So this is kind of like the tale of what happens when he made that decision. So now what I'm working on now is chapter 2 of that story, which is the chieftain's daughter. In that episode, I'm going to be introducing, at least so far as I can think of right now, at least 2 new major features and a few different characters as well. So for this particular amount of footage that I'm doing here, and this is going to be a combination of 2 different live streams. One was on last Friday and the other one was this Tuesday that just passed, and showing you the kind of progress that I've made in regards to getting this project completed so far. Now, the good thing is I did accomplish my 2 goals, but it did take me a few days to do it. But let's not skip ahead. The first day, I opened up RPG Maker, and then I found the plugin that I wanted to use. I think it was Yanfly's Actor Auto Battle AI, something of that nature. And the Battle AI Core, which is what is used for the game in general, is to help the enemies be more intelligent when they fight. So after I got those 2 plugins and found them and I put them in the engine, that's when the work really started to begin. I decided to firstly start working on the Battle AI first before I started doing anything with the auto saving. And I used the episode 0 template because, like I said before in the description for it, I wanted to have it as something that's ever expandable with all the new features and content that's going to be coming in subsequent episodes. So you're getting more, value out of what you're paying for, which is free, but some people had some complaints anyway, but it is what it is. I started working on that, and man, it seemed like it was going great. I had everything more or less ready, and you probably might get to the part where I was starting to struggle with this one particular part with trying to have an attack that runs every 2 turns or every subsequent amount of turns. And I was trying to figure out how to do it, and we were using different kind of things. McBlack, a member of this group called Sanctuary Games, he stopped by, he made a couple of suggestions. Padr, he also was throwing in some suggestions as well. And I was still running through it, doing different kind of things, and eventually I was kind of running out of gas at that point. And out of nowhere, NeoSoulGamer, who I affectionately call the Clutch, came in with the solution to the code to use for that, and it worked like a charm, and I ended the night with a win. So that ended off that particular, and it was about almost 6 hours of streaming, but we finally got it taken care of, and we got the win for that one. So shout out to NeoSoulGamer for that. And he has a great YouTube channel. He also has a great Twitter account. Him, Padr, and McBlack are a part of this group, like I said before, called Sanctuary Games. They make great RPG Maker games. They're like a super group that produce amazing content, and they also help each other out with that as well. So I think I'm going to leave a link to each of their accounts and also to Sanctuary Games as well. Check them out if you want to. So that ends out that first stream. Then I decided to do a stream yesterday, which was this Tuesday that passed. And that Tuesday, I had brought over all of the auto battle stuff over from the episode 0. I brought everything over. I updated all the enemies' attacks. I updated all of the heroes' attacks. And then I wanted to figure out how we can add more of a flavor to the auto battles. We kind of fit in with like the aesthetic and like the kind of atmosphere and vibe. And so I was kind of floundering a little bit in terms of like ideas, like what to call it. And then again, McBlack and NeoSoulGamer and Padr, they came through. NeoSoul, he gave me this cool name for the state to put them in when they get ready to do the auto battles, because that's how you actually will engage in it. You actually will choose if you want to be in an auto battle or not. And if you do, then the whole party gets inflicted with the state, and that makes them do their automatic attacks. He called it, I think I put up an image of what it's called, auto diddly diddly. And I chuckled a lot from that. It was really funny. I really liked that. So that was the state then, because what he named it, it was just perfect. It just fit in there. Had that whole nice little Ned Flandersy type of thing going on with it, so it was perfect. And then William McBlack came in with a bunch of different ideas, different words, and the one that really seemed the most appropriate was fast forward, because you're not looking through the menu and making any kind of decisions on how you want to do it, what kind of strategies you want to go with, none of that. And that makes the battle that much shorter. So what I was trying to do at that point is find the best way to kind of emphasize that. So what I did was I made a fast forward button. I changed it, of course, for the final approach. And what you're probably looking at now is you're seeing me trying to make a animation in RPG Maker to kind of simulate a fast forwarding of a video and stuff like that. Turns out it was a real waste of time because I didn't need it. Continuing to struggle with it, I got tired, and then I kind of stopped the stream. Again, this was like almost a 5-hour stream. So as the stream ended, I kind of took a break, chilled out a little bit, then came back, and I started looking for plugins to maybe find a way of simulating that effect that I was looking for, like a cool battle screen effect. And I did find some plugins. The one was like 13, the other one was like 9. So I was like, I don't want to pay that much just for this one little thing. Luckily, I already had in my collection a bunch of plugins from Mog. I'll leave a link to his repository of all of his stuff. And I used his Weather Effects or Weather FX plugin, and all I had to do was just make something in Photoshop, which I did, which a kind of an interesting little blurry screen effect, made the speed go by really, really fast, and that was complete. So what you probably will see is the final result of the fast forwarding mechanic right about now. Pretty cool, right? Hope you guys liked it. So now with that done, I had to set up the autosave function. Now the autosave function, from what it was described in the help file for it, it saved automatically to the last save that the player used. So basically, if you use save file or save slot 1, then it would auto save to that. And I didn't really want that. I thought that it probably would kind of maybe confuse and maybe annoy the player. So Doug at Psychronic Games, he actually had a modified version of someone that helped him with. And you know what? He dropped by and copped it to me in Discord, and I got through using it today, and I gotta say, worked perfectly. It saved right to the last save slot in my game, which is going to be save slot 24, because I'm going to have it where it auto saves about every 10 minutes or so, just to kind of give people a kind of a cushion, just in case that sometimes they go to a new area in my game and they died and feel like, oh my gosh, I lost all the stuff, because sometimes some people will not save. I wanted to do it as a way to save people any extra frustration from playing in my game like that. So thanks to his contribution, and it did a little bit of elbow grease in my debug tryout room that I always have in all of my projects, this is what we have now. Alrighty, so we got 2 things accomplished, and I really feel pretty good. It's good to be back in the saddle with game dev again, especially with being able to solve a problem such as that. I hope that you liked this particular presentation. I'm going to be doing something maybe a little bit different for the next episode of this going forward. I just have to work on the graphics for it and everything else. But if you did like this and you would like to support my work, feel free to hit that thumb, subscribe, ring the bell, ring it twice, make sure the algorithm can be able to bless your boy and my channel can continue to grow. If you agree with some of the decisions I've made, if you like the kind of progress I've made so far, please let your board know in the comment section down below. And I look forward to seeing you on the other side.